Is this my life? When is it going to end? Am I ever going to feel like myself again? These are the questions that ring in my head day in, day out, every single day. Hey mama, welcome to another episode of Mum2Mum. I hope that this week was not so bad. I hope that the stress was manageable, and if it wasn't, I am here to help you distress a bit, to relate to your story, to give you some sort of comfort, to let you know that you are not alone. There are millions of women who are going through the same things that you are going through, and I know for sure that you are going to be fine. Today's video is dedicated to all my new moms, all my first-time moms like myself, who have just started their motherhood journey. I know that it has not been easy. I'm experiencing it, so I can speak firsthand that the transition has not been easy at all. I cannot speak to experienced mom who have had one and transitioned to two, or who have had two and transitioned to three, or who have had three and transitioned to four. I don't know if the struggles are the same or if the level of difficulty is still the same, but I'm imagining that it wouldn't be so bad, because like a lot of things that we are experiencing for the first time, they would have experienced, so they have like an idea, you know, so there's no shock factor to it. Or maybe there is. Like I said, I've not experienced it, so I'm just talking based on my assumptions. If you are an OG mom, let me know in the comment section. Did you find it difficult transitioning from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, whatever your situation is? Please let me know in the comment section so that I prepare my mind for what is coming ahead of me. I beg you, leave it in the comment section and let me know. But like I said, I have one. I've had 2 pregnancies, but I have 1 baby. I will speak about the things that go on in your head when you've lost a baby. I find it very, very difficult to say that I have 1 baby, which is why I keep repeating about the baby that I lost. But maybe that would be a topic for another episode. I don't want to add it to this one, but I have 1 child, 1 daughter who is alive and I'm taking care of, so just 1, and that has been my experience. I don't have 2 tiny humans running around in my house and giving me a hard time. Like I said, this video is specially dedicated to first-time moms, new moms, but you don't have to click away if you are not. You can just watch it. You might still learn 1 or 2 things, or just find that the things that you experienced when you were in this stage were not foreign. They were not blown out of proportion. It's something that other moms experience, so I think that you are going to find value in it. So grab a cup of tea, grab a cup of coffee, depending on the time that you're watching this, whatever beverage works for you, grab it. Let's get into today's video. I find that when you have a baby, a lot of the conversations, a lot of the inquiries about you from family, friends, and people around become about your baby, not necessarily about you personally. Like, how are you doing? What did you do today? All of the sort of conversations that you usually have with friends, family, acquaintances would now revolve around your child. So when you have a child, people that used to ask you, how are you? Oh, how is work? They'll probably ask you, how is your baby? Is she walking now? Is she crawling? Has she started solid? Oh, what is this? Oh, what is that? So like the conversation with people sort of shifts to that, which I don't have a problem with anyways. I'm not a small talk kind of person, so having other things to talk about that does not make conversation awkward is something that I find okay. But I did not know that it was going to be the situation with me and my partner as well. So like a lot of the conversations revolve around my baby, what she needs, what she eats, the next time she needs a diaper, oh, we need to buy this, we need to buy that, because we are 2 very busy people who have like things doing. When we have the time and come together and talk about things, I find that a huge percentage of the time we are talking about things that are relating to my baby, and I think that affected intimacy when it comes to like the both of us. I'm not going to go into very intricate details. So it's my experience that it requires some special kind of consciousness to say that you need to continue to be friends, you need to continue to be partners, lovers outside of your child. Like, we need to find other things that we are doing outside of the child, which is kind of difficult, I know, I recognize. But if we want to continue to be the sort of partners that we want to be, then it's going to require extra work, which is something that I had to come to terms with. So I struggled a lot with that, and it made me feel alone in so many things that I was going through, because I felt like I don't think it's selfish. I'm going to say it anyways. If it's selfish, let me know in the comments. So I felt like everybody was just concerned about the health of this child, the kidney of this child, the kidney of this child, and nobody is really concerned about me personally, what I need, what I want, the load that I'm having to carry, the work that I'm having to do, all of the things that I'm having to do to keep this person alive. Nobody was concerned with all of that details. They were just, end game picture. You see the result of the work, but you don't see all of the little details, all of the work that goes into bringing out that result, and somebody is doing that background work, and I felt like out of place. I felt alone. I just felt like, I think alone is like the best way to describe that feeling. I just felt like, oh yeah, misunderstood. Is it? Was I misunderstood? No, not misunderstood. Like, invisible. Can you see that what I felt was actually quite complicated, because I didn't even have the words to explain what it was. So I just had that feeling of not being understood, not being seen, not being considered. What other word can I use to describe that? I'm lost for all of the English that I know. So I had all of these feelings that I felt that nobody understood and that nobody can help me with. So I just bottled it in my chest and carried it on my own by myself. I did not speak out to anybody, and it began to just affect relationship around me. And the closest person that I could transfer that frustration to was my partner. So there was hostility in the beginning. I'm saying all of this to say that it is normal for you guys to have some sort of friction when it comes to navigating this new journey of motherhood, parenting, all of it. It's normal for you guys to clash a lot when it comes to that, and that's okay. Honestly, that's okay. And just know that you're going to be fine as long as you guys have like good communication. Hopefully you've dated for a while, you've been married for a while, you guys have learned to settle your conflicts amicably. If you had that foundation, you guys will be able to figure out things quickly. If you don't have that foundation, it's going to take a bit of work. Eventually, I believe everything is going to be fine as long as you guys just take it a day at a time. It's normal for dynamics to change in relationship with the introduction of a baby, childbirth, you figuring out yourself, them not knowing the new person that you are, and everybody just being at a stage where they don't know what is happening. I think that is normal. I'm speaking from my own experience, obviously, so you know that is something that happens, and we came out of it fine. So I know that it's something that you can survive. It's something that is doable. The fact that I'm here filming this video lets you know that it's something that people go through, and it's something that relationships survive. A lot of the feelings that we have as women are hormone related, especially after pregnancy. In the beginning, when you just give birth, it's like all of the hormones that your body has gotten used to during pregnancy. There's a way that your system was functioning, and after childbirth everything just falls. So there's definitely going to be a change, and things continue to change as you go through postpartum. Things will continue to change, and until everything balances out in your system, you won't feel like yourself. So don't take those strong emotions that you feel when you are vulnerable seriously. I don't mean things that are obviously bad or things that are abusive. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm just talking about, usually there are things that people do that we would usually not find offensive, or that we can ignore and not make a big deal out of. But when you are in certain situations, postpartum being one of them, those things are blown out of proportions just because of the hormonal imbalance in your body. So sometimes we are not really, I hate to use the word, but rational. You are not thinking things straight in that period. So give it time, give it time, and when you are okay, if you still feel the same, then act on it. But don't ignore abuse, please. Don't ignore abuse. Don't ignore outright disrespect. You have sense. I think you should be able to tell the difference between the both of them. And we have been women for as long as we have been alive, so you know that, yeah, you should know yourself, and you know things that are out of character for you to do. So those are the things that you need to watch and take note of. I went through a stage when I felt like I was just a housekeeper and a nanny and a cow that was just pumping milk and feeding this baby and changing diaper and packing sheets and just doing everything but taking care of myself. And social media did not help at all, because I know that I had free time, so I was always just scrolling through social media to see what other moms experience were like, and it was just happy couples, smiley babies, everybody doing fine and recovering well and going and eyeing, which is not bad. I don't think it is. Social media is not supposed to be gloomy. I don't think that normal people show their, when you and your husband are fighting, you now set camera to record or just show. It's not something that is normal for people to just put on their camera and show when they are really going through a difficult time. So it is not out of the ordinary to go on social media and just see happy people, happy, smiley, doing well people. But it was something that I know I felt some kind of way about when I was going through what I was going through, because I could not see anybody to relate to. Social media was kind of the only place that I could go for solace. Like I said, like I was going through things that I did not think anybody would have understood in my life, so I sort of was looking for solutions somewhere else, and social media was one of those places that I went to, and I did not like what I saw. I did not like what I saw at all. Everybody was just fine, doing okay. Nobody was talking about, or maybe people were, but not as much as like the happy ones, which again is not a bad thing. But I'm just saying that if you're not seeing people talk about these things, that they don't talk about it does not mean that it doesn't exist. Again, social media is for highlight reels. People like to share the good things that happen in their life. They want you to enjoy their happiness with them. Nobody's going to show and tell you about the abuse that they are enduring. Maybe the ones that they want to call out, they will tell you, but those that they've chosen to endure and hide, they're not going to tell you about those ones. They will go through it in silence because they don't want any judgment from people, which is like, I was going to say the healthy way to do it, but it's not necessarily the healthy way to suffer in silence. It's not. But for the purpose of this video, let's just say that that people are not showing those things does not mean that they are not going through it. And it also does not mean that anybody that is showing you that they are happy and fine and their relationship seems perfect, doesn't mean that they are lying as well. So we need to be able to, take what we are taking from people's situation that they show us without inferring any of our bias or experience into it. Just consume things on surface level. Don't read too much meaning to it. If you need help, please seek help. If you have a mom or a mom figure in your life, I think that would be like the best place to seek help from. But I know that some older generation of women endured worse than we did, so sometimes they don't relate to the struggles that we have as young women in this generation. But if you have a mom that can relate with your situation, that a mom or a mom figure, that would be like a good place to start. And if you have the resources to maybe therapy, that would be like another good place to seek help as well. I would always be an advocate of speaking up and communicating about the feelings that you have to the right people, because sometimes when you voice things out, you realize that it's not as heavy, it's not as big, complex, it's not as cumbersome as we were thinking in our head. Especially if you're like me that overthinks things, you can blow things out of proportion in your head, but if you say it out loud to somebody else, you begin to realize how silly what you were thinking in your head is. So I always recommend that you speak to a supportive person in your life. Always speak, and find spaces where there are no judgments, because I've heard some very silly comments like, are you the first person to have given birth? Women have. And I've seen on social media as well some men speak about their wives, about women, about their mothers in such a way that does not even respect women or the things that women go through to bring life into this world. Those people need to be examined. So make sure that the space that you're sharing in and the people that you're sharing with are people who are supportive. Don't go to somebody that would make you traumatized. Don't go to somebody that is going to worsen your situation. Find safe spaces to have those conversations, okay? And I think this is a good place to mention that we can help you with your dilemmas. If you want this community of women and men to pitch in on the things that you are going through, if you don't mind, you can send an email. I'll have the email in the description, so you can send an email to that address and we can either address it in a video like this if you want, or I would respond privately to you via email as well. So look in the description box for that if that's something that you need or you want. Another thing that helped me outside of communicating how I feel is just accepting the fact that things are no longer as it is. I have changed, so it is normal, ideal, appropriate that my relationship will change as well. Things are not going to be exactly like they were. We have to put in the work to begin to find out what our new normal is, and you will have to go through a lot of trial and error, until you figure out what's the new dynamic of your relationship with your partner is going to be. And I think before you begin to do that actively, you have to know what you want for yourself as well. So figure out what that is and know how to communicate that with your partner, and then you guys figure yourself out together. It can also be like an ongoing process. Like I said, trial and error. You are now in a partnership, so the finding yourself you cannot do outside of your partner, because they will feel ignored as well, like asking them to hold on for a bit, let me figure out what I want for myself before I now inform you what our new situation is going to be. That's going to be awkward, it's going to be odd, it's going to be weird. So you guys need to find a way around that to, work together. Men don't usually go through like a lot of changes, I don't think so. They just have to adjust to fatherhood and parenting. But for women who have gone through pregnancy, childbirth, it's not just about like being mentally and emotionally and financially prepared for the new journey. It's also understanding the body again, knowing themselves again. A lot of things change with you as a woman compared to the man, so he needs to give you space to do that independently and with him. So you guys need to figure out what that dynamic is going to be for the both of you, and if you would need his help in doing that, even better, so you guys will go through it together. You get what I mean? So but just accepting that the expectations that you have before will probably not be relevant now. All of the things that used to work before will probably not work now, so it's best that you just accept it, that is no longer what it is. It has changed, and we need to quickly figure out what it is now and move on with that. Another thing that you need to do is to begin to find joy in your day-to-day life. Like, you have to put in the effort in finding joy in the things that are now your new normal, even though it's going to be very, very difficult. Packing poop, pumping milk, feeding baby, housekeeping, cooking, all of those things, if they are not things that you like, it will frustrate you. It will be hard to find joy in those things, but you need to. Your happiness is your responsibility. It's not somebody else's responsibility. So you need to find ways to give yourself joy. And if your joy is not in all of those things, then create space and time to do the things that you like to do. I like to cook, so I would definitely find joy in cooking. I love my baby. I like my child. I like her cute smile, so I find joy in that. I like to film YouTube videos. I like to beat my face and look good. I do that as often as I can. I create space to do that so that I feel good within myself. Whatever makes me happy, I try to find time to do that so that I am happy. I take ownership of my happiness. I take responsibility for my happiness. I don't put it in the hands of somebody else. So you need to find pockets of joy in your day-to-day, no matter how hard it is. If not, you are going to be miserable all of the time. This motherhood journey is long, very, very long. 18 years long. In Nigeria, we don't even do 18 years, you move out of the house. That's not our culture. So it's even longer than that. So you need to begin to brace yourself up for the journey and find things that give you joy every single day. That's it for this video, guys. But before you go, let me know in the comment section what your biggest struggle has been with motherhood and marriage. Let me know in the comment section. I would like to know, so leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Also share this video with other moms in your life. I think that they would find some value in it. I think so. Also subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.